I'm going to be critiquing her warm-up, her exercise form, technique, the sets, reps, intensities that she's doing, what she's eating, drinking, and the crazy stretching she does at the end, of which I see you guys. I know you're out there. Coach Greg, and in today's video, we're going to be checking out Leanbeefpatty, who puts herself through a grueling and intense leg workout. And so I dragged the bar down to the spiking views, and lo and behold, what's she doing? Well, she's got herself all bent off in crazy concoctions, bent over doing the splits, bent over doing bridges, turned around, legs spread wide open. And so I know you guys. I know what you're watching. I'm on to you. And well, I watch it too. But anyway, we're going to critique her video. Stay tuned and find out.
I already finished my pre-workout. I had 2 scoops of nitric and 1 scoop of energy. Gorilla Mind.
Okay, and so like most people, she's got her pre-workout on the go. She's going to the gym and she sees it's busy. She prefers to train without a lot of people watching, and that's normal. I don't like it when the gym is too crowded, and so hope she has a good workout. And the first thing I see is she doesn't skip the warm-up. Maybe you're not feeling like training proper move, but if you go and warm up, oftentimes that can flick the switch. You're stressed out, you don't want to work out, you're tired. Sometimes just doing 5, 10, 15 minutes of cardio can put you right in the mood, change your spirit. And so she does this for 10 minutes, burning off 70 calories. It says 116 watts. And for a female doing warm-up cardio, that is very impressive. And so clearly this woman has great cardiovascular endurance. Good job, Leanbeefpatty.
A lot of mobility is pretty subjective because everybody's needs are different.
And so following cardio, she in fact goes right into doing some mobility, getting her body stretched out before training her legs. And to me, that is a great idea. Not many people like doing it, but if you have the motivation to do some mobility, get stretched out before training, then great. Absolutely nothing wrong with that. But if you don't want to do it before, that's okay. You can always stretch after lifting the weights. When your muscles are warm, that is the best time to stretch them to increase your flexibility. And so even more important is in the cold, perhaps you're exercising in the winter. If you're going to stretch, please do so after your workout or your cardio session, because at that point your muscles are warm. And so if you just go out and you're really cold, shivering, and you start stretching, that's not good. You can much more easily experience a muscle tear.
I usually keep it between 5 and 15 reps though per little exercise.
And so doing mobility exercises, 5 to 15 reps, I would say please stick to the 10 to 15 rep range rather than just doing 5 reps. And so regardless of the exercises, if she's doing the cat cows, for example, perhaps 10 to 15 reps of that, do as many as you can, and please choose the exercises that work best for you. She says it's different for everyone, and that is 100% true. And so with mobility stretching, it's all about exercise selection. Please select the exercise that you need most.
I'm gonna grab this little bench for support because your girl needs some support.
Bruh.
And so essentially her first exercise are sissy squats, and this is very hard. She's going very deep. She's using a bench for support, which makes perfect sense. Some people can do it with no support whatsoever, and she's doing it in a rep range that's challenging. And so great exercise. If you give that a try, you are going to feel a huge quad burn without question.
I'm gonna do 5 sets of 8 with medium hard difficulty.
Okay, and so our next exercise, 5 sets of 8 RDLs with only 1 to 2 reps left in the tank. So an RP 8 or 9, that is very hard. 5 sets in a row. She's doing this exercise, and in today's video, she's using an alternate grip. She prefers to use straps. When using straps, both hands can be double overhand grip over the bar. That is a lot safer. It's much better to use a double overhand whenever possible. What happens when you use an alternate grip is one shoulder is turning more inwards than the other. It causes an unequal distribution of weight, and so you quite literally are training each side of the body differently. And so if you do have to use an alternate grip, a mixed grip, perhaps you don't have the strength to hold on the bar, please try to alternate between this side and that side each set, and so that you can get an equal development on both sides of the body. And in doing this exercise, remember, everyone's range of motion is different. It's not about going all the way to the floor. Do not round your back in order to touch the bar on the floor. Lean Beef Patty is extremely flexible, and notice she has the larger plates and they're not hitting onto the floor. You do not have to reach all the way to the floor. What's important is that you do not lower the weight slowly. Do not ego lift. Take your time on the descent, and on the way up you can go a bit quicker. Feel the stretch in the hamstrings in particular, where the hamstrings meet the glute. It's not about trying to train with really heavy weights. This is an isolation exercise for the hamstrings.
3. And it's getting a bit harder.
Okay, and so clearly she's working harder than last time. She's at set 3. She's having a difficult time talking, forming the sentence. And so what that shows is she's really working hard. Now, what I don't like is that she's sitting down, resting between sets. When you do a very difficult, challenging exercise, in particular in the legs, a lot of the blood is going to pool into the lower extremities. When you stand, move around, shake the legs a little bit, milking action occurs. That is when the muscles squeeze on the blood vessel, forcing the blood back to the heart. If not, you can sit down, get lightheaded, perhaps even pass out, feel sick to the stomach and vomit, throw up, and so on. And so I would suggest to her, move around between sets. Just walk a little bit, shake it out.
You just stay hydrated.
And so between sets, she's staying hydrated, she's drinking water. This is very important. A lot of people, they don't drink enough water while they're working out. If you weigh yourself before you train and after, you should be close to the same weight. If you're not, what that says is that you're actually getting dehydrated. When you're dehydrated, you're not as strong, you lose your cardiovascular endurance, and so you're weaker. And so why would you want that? It's not good. Some people think, yeah, but I want to sweat at the gym. The sweating is so important, burning off all these calories. Sweating's fine, it's great, but you need to replace the sweat that's coming out of your body. If you get dehydrated, you're not going to perform as well. And so why would you want that? It's not about trying to lose a bunch of weight while training. Also, the body's burning up calories, but we're not trying to lose weight. That comes in time. And so just because you lost 2 or 3 pounds after workout, it's not actually 2 or 3 pounds of fat. It's literally water. And so please stay hydrated, drink more water than last time. And so up next, 4 sets of 10, each leg, Smith machine split squat. That is a lot, that's hard. I personally don't enjoy training bilateral movements. I'd rather train both legs at the same time. It's a lot harder to train one leg and then the other. Think of it. If you do a set of 10 with the left leg, you're now tired, you're breathing hard, your heart rate's up. You then have to do the right leg. At this point, you're already tired. And so if you are training bilaterally, always start with the weaker body part first. And so for example, if your right leg is stronger than your left, you can do 4 sets of 10 with the left leg and only 3 sets of 10 with the right. There's no reason to do 4 sets of 10 of both if one is not as strong as the other. It's all about balance, the aesthetics, having symmetry. And so you don't have to do the exact same workout on the left side as the right if your bodies are not equal. And so one thing I noticed is the knee slightly bouncing off the floor here. Be careful. I know she's experienced and so she can handle this. And so when you're getting tired, it gets more difficult. Please don't bounce your knee off the floor in order to build momentum to get the weight back up.
The big shirt aesthetic has got to be one of my favorites. It gives very much like old school bodybuilder.
Big shirt aesthetics. I'm old, I don't get it, it's over my head, 46 years of age, clearly I'm a man, let things go over my head all the time. I don't understand big shirt aesthetics with girthy, large forearms and regular hands. I don't get it. Can someone explain this to me in the comment section? I want to know what's going on here.
Usually like their forearms are pretty girthy and their hands are like hands, you know what I'm saying?
Well, I don't know, so I guess I don't know. But I'm an old school bodybuilder at 46. Am I not old school? So should I in fact be going to the gym with oversized shirts, with massive girthy forearms and regular hands? Let me know in the comment section.
Intra-workout snack. I would have preferred something that's just like a pure fast carb, like just sugar candy or a rice cake.
And so she's having a protein bar halfway through the workout, and she normally would prefer the rice cakes and the candies and so on. And so what do I think about intra-workouts? Well, this is my opinion. If you're eating enough throughout the day and you're on a normal diet, you're not dieting for competitions, you should never need to have this. Unless you're training for 90 minutes plus, doing hours and hours of cardio, I don't think you need it. What I personally do is I would have my protein bar on the way to the gym, but perhaps if I didn't eat before the gym, or if I went and trained fasted, then absolutely an intra-workout could be beneficial. But if you're eating 4 or 5 meals a day and you have a pre-workout meal, I don't think you should have to eat during your workout. And for me, when I train, especially when I train intensely, my appetite, it goes way down. In particular, when I'm doing hard cardio, racing on the bike, my hunger, it's not there for hours after I'm done. The last thing I'm thinking of while training is eating. It just isn't there, but I understand we're all different. And so if you're hungry during the gym and that gives you more energy to train harder than last time, then by all means do it. And so I'm not saying you shouldn't eat what she's eating here, protein bar or carbs or candies during the gym. If you want to eat that, then by all means go for it. But for me, it's not something that I need, and so do what makes sense for you.
I'm eating it because I'm a little bit tired, and I think that it would help.
And so she says she's eating this because she's tired. And so my personal opinion is when you're tired, you need a rest. She's doing a lot of hard exercises, and I don't think it's the food that's helping. I think it's the rest period that she's doing. And so what's happening when you're doing multiple sets in the gym and it's getting hard, for example, if you're doing 5 sets of 10 in the gym and you've done 3 sets and on the 3rd set, you cannot get that 10th rep anymore. You're supposed to do 5 sets of 10. The 3rd set, you got to 9, couldn't get 10. My opinion is you should stop training for that day. You've done enough. If you've lost more than 10% of your strength while doing an exercise, you should stop. Charles Poliquin, he once said this, the 10% rule. Or an alternate version is, let's say you're doing 5 sets of 10 with 1 minute rest between sets. If you've done 3 sets and you can no longer get the 10th rep, rather than stopping, you could in fact just take an extra rest time. You've been only resting 1 minute between sets. This set, rest 2 or 3 minutes. Allow your ATP levels to replenish. That will give you the strength that you need to finish the 5 sets of 10. And so that is what I think you should do.
Okay, so I like using one of these when I do a hack squat to put it behind my back, just like so the angle's better.
And so up next, the hack squat, and she doesn't like the regular hack squat, and so she's adding a foam roller pad behind her back to change the angle. And so what this is actually doing is it's converting this machine into becoming more like a linear hack press machine. The linear hack press, this is actually my favorite leg exercise that I do all the time. And what the linear hack press does is it causes you to lean forward. And so for me, I don't like to do regular squats. The bar on my back hurts my lower back. I have hip pains, injuries. I've had surgeries. Doctor said, don't squat, don't go all the way down. Don't go to 90 degrees, but hey, I'm old, and so I don't want to end up like Ronnie Coleman. And so for me, the linear hack press machine, it is my absolute favorite. And so she's converting it, changing the machine into more what she wants to do. And so 100% kudos for her for figuring out something you can do to convert the machine into a more favorable exercise for her. And she's squatting down to 90 degrees between her tibia and her quad, making a 90-degree angle right here. That is exactly how deep you want to go. No need to go lower than that. To make this exercise more difficult, my recommendation, go slower on the way down, the eccentric, and pause at the bottom. In particular, if you're trying to work out the glutes, pause at the bottom. It makes it that much more difficult. When you're at the bottom of the movement, in the hole, that is when the glutes are most activated. And so in comparison at the top, that is a lot more quads. And so if you're trying to get glutes out of this exercise, please squat and pause at the bottom and always lower the bar slower than you raise it.
So ideally, butt does not come off the bench.
Okay, next up, lying leg curls, 4 sets of 12, and she highlights, I'm trying not to lift my butt and or hips, legs off of the bench, and that is good advice. When the exercise starts to get hard, most people are going to lift up, and as you can see, she lifts up her legs off the bench. And so what is the solution? As you're trying to train hard, but once it gets hard, it's hard to keep your hips down. My advice, you can do drop sets. And so say you're lifting 100 pounds, after 8 reps, when you're starting to get tired, drop the pin from 100 down to 80, perhaps 70 pounds, and do 5 or 6 more reps. That way, you're training beyond failure, you're training harder than last time, and you can continue to use proper form. Also, what I personally like to do when I do this exercise is I like to do partial reps at the end. And so perhaps I'll get 10 good clean reps, hips down on the bench, doing it picture perfect. And then when I can no longer get the weight up without getting the hips off, I'll then do partial reps. I'll lift at the bottom. Rather than going all the way up, I'll do partial reps at the bottom, which is easy for me to do. And that allows me to push past failure, increase the intensity, time under tension goes up, results in greater hypertrophy of the muscles.
I just started listening to this song, and now I feel re-motivated.
And so she's found some great music. It's hyping her up. She was losing her energy, but she found a great song, and now she's motivated. She even says, maybe I'll do some more cardio after. And so that just highlights the importance of music when training. Trust me, if you go to the gym with no music versus with music, you can almost always push harder with some great tunes, put on the songs that you enjoy, and especially save your favorite songs for the most intense exercises during your workout.
Last but certainly not least, glute medius kickback.
And so up next, 3 sets of 15 glute medius kickbacks. She's going to do one leg at a time. And remember, I'm not a fan of doing one leg at a time. And so when I'm in the gym, I'm doing the abductors. So I'm allowing my body to use both legs at the same time, killing 2 birds with 1 stone. I can do 1 set of 15. I'm done. She has to do 1 set of 15, and then she has to do the other side yet again.
2 scoops of Gorilla Mind vanilla protein powder.
And so up next, she's slamming back 2 scoops of vanilla protein that's warm with some water in a glass jar. Okay, listen, not only does that not sound appetizing in the least, there is no anabolic window. And especially, she already consumed a protein bar during her workout, and so this absolutely useless. No reason to do this whatsoever. And so if you think you need to rush into having some protein powder after your workout to maximize the gains, it's not true. Now we know don't need to rush to drinking a bland protein powder in a glass shaker cup after the gym with warm water. No! Wait till you get home and make an anabolic protein ice cream shake. That's what you need to do. Lean beef patty. Give it a try.
It's so warm.
And it looks like she just took some SARMs. You guys try that stuff? The Osterines and the SARMs and so on, the liquid stuff, and you drink it, and that's the face you make when you're doing SARMs. Now, we do know she's natural. She made an Natty or Not on herself. I also made one saying she's natural, not saying she does SARMs. But I'm saying that face you make when you're doing them SARMs, those liquid SARMs, that is what it looks like. And she's drinking a warm protein shake after the gym. Why would you do that? Makes no sense to me.
Now I'm going to stretch.
And the moment you've all been waiting for, and I know it because I freaking scrolled through to see the spikes in views, and all you kept watching her stretch. And I know what you're looking for. You watch her do the splits. You like that. She's stretching her legs out. Why do you care? She's flexible. She stretched her legs out. Big deal, so what? She's done her workout, the muscles are warm, and she's stretching. And frankly, I don't think she needs to stretch. Anyone that can do the splits this easily, they're already flexible enough. But hey, that's what she means. If she wants to be flexible, keep stretching.
I'm not saying all these stretches and activities are suitable for everyone.
And clearly she's given good advice. She even says, these stretches are not for everyone. In particular, the bridge, you could fall, it's dangerous, and so it's good for her because she can do it. Perhaps you can't do it, and so she's giving you a word of caution. Don't just copy my workout. This is the workout that works for her. It's not the workout that works for you.
I personally prefer doing these videos like with a friend. Unfortunately, I really only have so many friends.
Well, as I'm doing this video, 396,000 followers. Perhaps they're not friends, but I find it hard to believe she has no friends, or at least I find it hard to believe that she can't find friends. I saw that she's doing a video with Jesse James West. I saw it, and so perhaps do more videos with other YouTubers. If you can't find a friend to record with, there's other YouTubers that would more than happy to record with you. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. Hopefully you learned something. Ending it here. Interested in Harder Than Last Time supplements, the cookbooks, training books, coaching plans by me and my team, the Circle Diet book, of course, click the link in the description. Watch this bloop or that one, at least one of the two. Subscribe, click the bell button, comment for the algorithm. Check out my website, GregDoucette.com. Follow me on Instagram, Greg Doucette IPB Pro. And until next time, I am out.